A lot of you have been asking about this. Today's the day we're going to test out this extremely powerful shaft-mounted blower from Buffalo Turbine Blowers. So welcome back, everybody. This is going to be a fun episode. I have borrowed this blower and I've actually had it for several months sitting under the barn. A lot of y'all have seen it in the background and you have asked me, when are you going to test this thing out? We're curious to see what it does. Well, today is the day. I've set some time aside and we're going to do that. So let's rewind a bit. Let me show you how we mount this up to our Grasshopper 900D. By the way, this will work on any Grasshopper front mount series. And then we're going to put this thing to the test, playing around in the yard and hopefully answering some of the questions that y'all have been having over the last several months. Now I feel like this is an important step to show because people need to see if this is worth taking off or something that you maybe would ever own. So right here in the side of the deck is a little takedown tool for releasing spring-loaded pressure on the deck itself. These spring-loaded arms right here have two quick release pins. We can put this tool right down in there, push down, and remove that spring tension. And there's one over there. Flip up the footrest. And we'll do the same thing on this side over here. Now I'll reach down here where the drive shaft is and pull backwards on it. It's got a quick coupler right there on the very end. The deck connects right here and over there. And maybe you can see that golden hook right there. That's just a pin I have to pull out. All right, now we'll mirror the deck raise switch. Need both hands to do this. Lower it down, you can see that just lifted up. Now the deck is loose. Last thing to do is disconnect our wires from underneath the seat. And we can do that right underneath here. I've got an extra wire because I have a switch kit over there. I can actually just pop that off, remove it, and set it over there because it is magnetized. And we'll be using that same connection that I just showed you right there to actually power up the drive motor on the blower itself, the position drive. Now we can pull this away. So as you can see, that literally only takes just a few minutes if you want to put a blower on for some fall leaf and other type of cleanup. All right, so all I did was just spin the mower around right here in place, and we're gonna lift this up and put it over those same hooks that we just put the deck off. Let me show you that before we do it. So as you can see on the back sides of these bars right here, it has those hooks that goes up and over these plastic locks in here. And then here's the little golden hooks down here I was trying to show y'all inside the shop. We'll pull them out and then down, and that'll lock it in once we get it in place. Then we have our drive shaft right here that just slides right on over here. This is actually going to be far easier to hook up than the mower deck, and it's not like the mower deck is difficult at all. All right, I drove back over to the shop because I left my tool over here to put the tensioner springs back on this blower. All right, let me show you what we got going on here. There's like a control box here that has a magnet on it, so you can mount it anywhere on the machine, but I happen to have a spot on the side of my seat right here that's for this. You got your harness plug in here that goes to the other side where I showed you that we unplugged the deck earlier. And then here's your actual controls. You see you got left, right, looks like an up and down arrow here. This appears to slide right over the handle itself. So you can still drive and operate that. Now it's up to us to kind of tuck all these wires. We're going to have to flip the seat over, plug this in, and then there's one more plug in here. You'll notice here is the motor control wire off of the unit itself, and it's going to plug right into what I keep calling the control box. All right, let me show you what we got going on here, and then we can go get started. You can see here's a drive motor up front that goes to this cog to belt, which will rotate this all the way around. And we can do that thanks to this switch right here. I just roughly put it here. I have no idea where I want it, to be honest, but I can still drive left, right, up, down. I can still rotate this anywhere I want. Now you can zip tie the wires up if you want to leave this on more permanently. Here's that power control wire that runs up to this box right here. And then I run the main power cable underneath the seat and plugged it in right there. You can do all that honestly in just a few seconds. Now don't forget we got the shaft connected underneath, so we'll just kick the PTO on like we're gonna mow, and then you control your blower speed by revving the throttle itself up and down. All right, here's a few leaves over here, and then we'll go find some other stuff. You can see they go all the way out to here. Now, as you can see, we don't have a heavily wooded yard. We have lots of pine straw that stays in the woods, and we do have lots of, you know, big oaks and 20 acres of woods, for example, actually about 30 acres, but we don't go out there and blow all that. This is gonna be for like the professional landscaper or somebody with golf course maintenance, facilities maintenance, or if you have a huge yard with a lot of leaves and you're sick and tired of going with handheld blowers or backpack blowers. Let's try it out. All right, so take a look at this. We can blow straight in the ground, or we can go all the way around 360 degrees. It doesn't matter. So if we needed to blow leaves out of a tree, for example, or just blow stuff across the ground, it's easily done right here with my thumb. I'm gonna put this on low and we're gonna kick it on. Let's see how the air sounds. That's absolute low. I don't even know if you can hear me. All right, so I don't think you truly understand the power of it until you come down here on smooth surfaces like this, sand and concrete. Oh, you can move a massive amount of stuff. Whenever I was back there blowing grass out of grass and leaves out of grass, you know, that stuff hangs on to it. So it was hard to judge the amount of volume of air and power. But when you come down here moving sand and have a slick surface you can blow across, hopefully that just gave it justice right there. You're talking an insane amount of CFM, you know, cubic feet a minute airflow right here. Now, some of y'all may have miles of walking trails like we do. Maybe you want them stripped nice and clean like this. You could run up and down a trail, go this direction, blow it to one side, come back the other direction, blow it out. You can blow pine straw, whatever you wanted out of the trails or anything like that. All right, now that was enjoyable. I wish I had some of the big leaves like from maple trees and things like that, cottonwood leaves that a lot of y'all have, so we could go blow those around, but I just don't here on the property. Those big gigantic leaves are really good at catching air. No doubt this would just send them up into the atmosphere, it would seem like, and blow them around like crazy. From the little bit of testing we just done, you can already see this moves a tremendous volume of air. That's ultimately what it's about, how much volume you can move, how much material you can move along with that. So we're about to have a fun little test if you want to hang around for this. We're going to run out to my food plot real quick. I'm going to mow some really thick brown top bahia with my rear discharge deck for this mower. It is excellent at mowing thick grasses and keeping you clean because it blows it out the rear. And then we're going to go blow all those clippings off and see if we can expose some seeds with this blower. All right, so here we are down at our food plot. This is something several people have asked about recently and something I need to take care of. So I came down here a few weeks ago and mowed strips. This is what's left of our brown top millet that we planted out here. So I mowed a few strips a few weeks ago and, well, the birds have started showing up. I'm actually a little excited about it. So what we have left is a strip from here all the way over almost to that burn pile right there. And I need to mow and knock this down to get the last of the seeds off the plants. For example, let's see if I can show you. There you go. Take a look at some of those brown top millet seeds. Those are still high on the plant, and the birds don't like that. They like stuff mowed to the ground in bare open spots like this to where they can come pick and scratch. See, I'm looking at a bunch of seeds everywhere. And mowing this down with a tractor doesn't work as well because, well, it doesn't blow stuff off, doesn't mulch as good, and doesn't mow as low as a zero turn. Now, a zero turn in general is not really designed to mow stuff like this, and especially stuff this thick. But the one thing I have discovered about this rear discharge deck that we just put on, it cuts thick grass very well. Plus, it's extremely dry and nasty out here, and because this blows it underneath the mower and to the rear, well, I tend to stay a lot more clean. So this should be a little bit more enjoyable of experience. But y'all look at how thick this stuff is that we're coming in to mow, how tall that is. Typically you would never want to go after that with a zero turn, but I'm telling y'all, rear discharge decks cut so well. First of all, I totally understand this seems foolish and crazy, and nobody's buying a blower like that to come out and do a dove field. Probably not nobody, who knows? That's for people with pecan orchards, blowing leaves off, and just like I said, bunch of leaves, pine straw, big yards, landscaping businesses. But while I've got it here, I just decided to blow off these grass clippings that we just mowed to try to expose my brown top millet seed. I haven't even walked over there and looked, but just with me flying by, this worked 10 times better than I could have ever expected. Check this out. All right, so I've blown all the way over to there, about half of what I mowed down. Let me show you what all this is exposed. So what you maybe can and can't see is first of all, it blew all the cut clippings way over to there. It separated the grasses, but more importantly, it exposed a lot of dirt and ground. Y'all, look at what's left. I blew a lot of seed away, no doubt, but look at the exposed seed right there. That is just all seed as far as you can see, and so many open dirt areas. Look at all the seed in there. Dove are going to absolutely love this when they find it, and I've already got them coming. I'm loving all the dirt patches now that are exposed, and I'm telling you, there's just seed everywhere, absolutely everywhere. This worked perfect, y'all. Absolutely perfect. Yes, this is an unorthodox use for it. I totally get it. But man, does that thing work. Oh, now I wish I had one for my dove field over here, but honestly, I don't know that I do enough dove field to ever justify one of those. All right, so that worked awesome out there for an unorthodox method right there. Obviously, this isn't designed for doing stuff like that, but a use that I certainly would use it for. Now, again, I have no affiliation whatsoever with Buffalo Turbine. This was borrowed. Thanks, Jeff, for letting me borrow it. He's also the one that let me borrow his flail mower for the front of these Grasshopper mowers a while back. That video got a ton of views. Y'all seem really excited about that mower. We'll see if we can get it back on the front of this come next spring. So I will put a link down in the description. If I can find one on the blower itself, I'll put that down there so you can go read up more on it. I'm honestly not up to date or familiar with all the specs on it. And then of course, I'll put a link down there as well if you want to go check out Grasshopper's front mount series, to where you can do all different kinds of attachments like this. I'm talking the sky's the limit. Go check out all the attachments they have there. Okay, a bunch of y'all have seen this hiding under my barn over the last several months and have asked me to make this video, so I took some time set aside to do that for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you on the next one.